Hello, today we will discuss tenses. Tenses is one of the most important part of grammar, and it is a segment of grammar where we make lots of mistakes. So let us see how to make tenses more easy and more applicable in your writing. First of all, we'll see what are the tenses, and what is the function of tenses. So remember that tenses are used to describe actions. Now, actions are categorized into daily actions, continuous actions, completed actions, or actions started at some time and continuing in a certain time. These are the various categories of work which we will describe in tenses. So let us start with the next segment in tenses. So it is sentence. What is a sentence? A sentence is made up of two elements. One, the subject, and second, the predicate. What is the subject? So subject is something about which we are talking. What is the predicate? Predicate is that which we are describing about that subject. For example, I went to the movies. So who is it who went to the movies? Who is the topic of discussion? It is I. And what did I do? So the answer comes went to the movies. So our predicate is went to the movies, which describes the subject I. So we come to the next segment, that is the predicate. Now, why is the predicate so important in a sentence? It is because the predicate contains the verb in the sentence. If we are talking of a sentence, then a sentence is incomplete with only the subject or only the predicate. Now, if we have the subject, we must have the predicate because the predicate describes what the subject is doing, because the verb is contained in the predicate along with other predicative additions. Let us consider the example here. A dog was sitting outside the showroom. So we are talking about a dog. So the subject is a dog. What was the dog doing? It was sitting outside the showroom. So which is the verb here? In this case, the verb is was sitting, because both of these words, they describe a particular action. So then we come to the next segment, is outside the showroom. So what is outside the showroom? Is that also a part of the predicate? Yes, it is. So what is the function of this part of the predicate? It is an adverbial clause which shows where. So therefore we find that in a sentence we have the subject about which we are talking. Second, we have the predicate which tells us what that subject is doing, and it is being done by the help of verb or verbs. So along with one main verb, there are many other verbs. So let us next see what are the different kinds of verbs that we have in a sentence. So now we see what a verb does in a sentence. So remember that the verb will describe the subject not as an adjective but in accordance with the work that the subject is doing or the status of the subject. So the first thing that the verb does is to describe what the subject does. That is, does the subject eat? Does the subject play? Does the subject sleep? Does the subject talk? Etc. So these are the action words. The next function that this verb does is what the subject is. For example, the subject is sick, the subject is active, the subject is angry, the subject was late, and so on. So this verb is used to describe the particular condition of the subject. The next function is what the subject has. So for example, the subject has a pen, the subject has a house, the subjects have a building, the subjects have got lunch, and so on. So you find that these verbs are also necessary apart from the usual action words. So let us see in detail about these various category of verbs. Let us see some examples of the verb functions. The first example is what the subject does. Sam kicked the football. Who is being talked about? Sam. So Sam is the subject. What is mentioned about Sam? What did he do? He kicked the football. So this is the predicate. And what is the verb in the predicate? It is kicked. So kicked is actually a doing verb. A verb which is an action, which describes an action. It is an action word. So there are many verbs which are usually action words, and they do nothing but describe the work that is getting done. Okay, so now we have verb functions, second part, that is what the subject has. So suppose I say I have a garden. So who is being talked about? I. I is the subject. What does I have? Have a garden. So this possession that is being described by the verb have. So in this case we use have or has to talk of possession of a subject. So this is also one of the functions of the verb. So now we go on to see the third function of the verb, what the subject is. Ruma is strong. I am encouraged. The shoemaker was a poor man. We are safe indoors. So look at the verb which has been highlighted in red in each case. Now these verbs mean nothing on their own, but when they are joined to a sentence, they tell us about the present condition or the past condition of a subject. So in this case, Ruma is strong talks about the strength in the present time. I am encouraged talks about again the present time. The shoemaker was a poor man. It tells us that there was a shoemaker in the past time. We are safe indoors is again the present tense. So in this way, you find that these verbs actually convey the time of the action as well, and they do not show the action that is being done, but rather the status of the subject. So in this case, some status is they are in the present tense, and there is one status which is in the past tense. So these is, am, are, was, were, these are verbs which actually tell us the present or the past or the future condition of the subject. So we see that tense in a sentence actually describes the time in which an action was done. If it is done in the present time, then the tense is present tense. If the action was done in the past, then we say that the tense is past tense. If the action will be done in the future, then we say that the tense is future tense. So when we look at the sentence, and specifically when we look at the various verbs, we can identify whether the action has been done in the present, the past, or the future.